So it's Math 2, 3.1, the in-betweener is the lesson. So if we go to the cable to our iPad, see if it connects, and it appears to. Okay, and so in this, the basic idea was that if you have an exponential function, like even just y equals x squared, I guess it's not really exponential, but even something like that, if you go and say, okay, this is my value for 1 and for 2, you'll see that if you do a straight line, the curve is underneath the line. In other words, the growth isn't linear. And so it grows more in the second part than the first part. And so trying to see then how we could put in the in-between values, hence the title, the in-betweeners. And what we find is that it helps us to go to the idea of a geometric progression. Okay? And so how would I get from 4 to 8 in 2 steps? Well, in other words, I multiply by 2, but in 2 steps. And so it doesn't take but a little experimentation. And you say, oh, if I multiply, and that was done, all right? So we're going to lock that rotation. Okay, so in other words, if I do, I want to get x times 2. So if I do x, x times the square root of 2 times the square root of 2, you say that's times 2. Well, I could just do it in a different order, right? X times square root of 2, and then take that result times the square root of 2. And that's indeed what we see what this research was about. And you could have the same thing if someone said, okay, I want to go from 4 to 8, but I want to do it in 3 steps. Do it in three steps. So I say x times, and think of it the same way, right? You rearrange it into the cube root of 3 times the cube root of 2. Sorry, the cube root of 2. Okay, so those 3 together make 2. But if you separate it out, you see how you can have that be in 3 steps. Okay, so we're just trying to get a new idea of what it means to work on these exponential curves and trying to use our fractional exponents. Okay, and so then as we fill in, right, so we fill in our chart, and I use just square root of 2 equals 1.41 to try and fill in. And you see how if you use that value, you can start to get a smoother curve.